Hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm so excited to have the chance to speak to you all today. Just so you know a little bit about me, I've loved fashion all my life. I still remember making clothes for my Barbie dolls by hand when I was little. I went to school for fashion design and merchandising, and I now work for a California-based sandal company called Touch Sport Footwear as their VP of Marketing and Creative Design. This means that I am in charge of all of the designs and the line building and through all the steps of production all the way to how we market that product to the consumer. And I've experienced firsthand how social media has drastically affected the fashion industry, opening new doors and opportunities that never would have been possible before. Just think, if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have the chance to sit here today to talk to you. So going all the way back to a time where fashion was a lifestyle to the industry elite and social insiders, it was only accessible to the rest of the world through pages of glossy magazines. Fashion was something that was to be reached and yearned for. But as time's gone by, magazine publications have started putting their content online, and websites like Women's Wear Daily and Style.com gave everybody an insight into this exclusive, glamorous world. And now we can stream fashion shows right when they are happening. We can see behind the scene pictures of backstage, of models, street style, interviews with designers, and we get to see exclusive pictures and articles about these events and parties, and it just really allows the whole world to see and understand the inner happenings of the industry. And with that, it opened a whole new vision and flow of how fashion could be trickled down to the general public. For example, now there are a multitude of websites such as Who What Wear, Rachel Zoe, Refinery 29, Guest of a Guest, and the list just goes on, that gives celebrity style, style advice, up and coming local designers and fashion events. I mean, these outlets really give us a view that's different from what we're used to hearing from magazine editors and buyers. These opinions are much more relatable and much less biased. In addition to that, we now even have sources that gives them makeup, nails, even do-it-yourself project tutorials. So no matter what your budget is and what your style is, it makes it possible for everyone to have a piece of this fashionable and stylish pie. And of course, we now have personal style pages, or more commonly known as style blogs. And the great thing is these are our peers, guys, girls of all ages from all over the world that come together through social media to this one hub to share their opinions, their outlooks, and their preferences on style. And with tens of thousands of blogs, and this number just keeps growing rapidly each day, and these blogs ranges from mainstream to trendy to sometimes just a little outrageous. But the point is that inspiration doesn't stop, and you're receiving it from everywhere in the world. And the beauty of this is that these self-expressions and these fashion forecasts that we see through the blogs are not tainted by the persuasions of the industry. And this is great for me as a designer because I get to see firsthand exactly what the consumer wants when they see a style on the runway, how they interpret it, how they make it their own. And this just helps me understand the 1, 2, 3s of taking a design, a drawing from a piece of paper onto the body of your consumer. And the most exciting thing is that these dedicated and extremely stylish bloggers have been able to find success for themselves just by being themselves. Brands like Urban Outfitters, Forever 21, and Coach have done design collaborations with a lot of bloggers, and in some other cases, bloggers have helped style or even modeled for lookbooks and marketing campaigns for other brands like Fossil, Free People, Wild Fox, BB, and this makes me think of a whole new way of advertising your product. This is a whole new vehicle for brands to get their name and their product and their trends out to the public. And it's also just such an encouraging sight for anyone out there like myself who's just dreamt of being a part of the fashion industry all their life. Now you feel like through social media, anything is possible, and that dream is just that much more within reach. Another aspect that I wanted to speak to you about is how major retailers and fashion houses have now flourished with online shopping. And that success of revenue of online shopping has meant that there are stores now that only operate online. And even my own company, we've put up an online shop for the customers. We just realized that this enables you to reach a much wider audience. There are no store hours, there are no limitations to what you can get and when you can get it. It's all just at your fingertips. And with, stores like ASOS and Nasty Gal and Zappos, Endless, eBay, Amazon, the list just goes on, you really see what an amazing assortment of products is out there. It ranges from high fashion designer to vintage secondhand treasures. And you can get all of it without having to leave the comfort of your own home. And this really means that fashion moves at a much faster pace now. A style or a trend could be seen on New York Fashion Week, and within weeks it would have moved through all the outlets of social media and into a mass merchant store like Forever 21. And this means that fashion from haute couture to vintage to mainstream is available to everyone, no matter if you live in Paris or Milan or Venice, or if you live in Los Angeles, California, or Connecticut. And this is the best news that any fashionista can hear, but the worst news for their credit cards. But what I've come to realize more importantly is that all these different aspects of social media has come together to create this drastic evolution of how the fashion industry works. Brands and stores can now connect directly with their customers through Facebook, Twitter, or many have even started their own blogs. And bloggers, on the other hand, offer free advertising for the products of these brands and stores. I honestly believe that Lanvin for H&M, as a beautiful of a collaboration it was, wouldn't have been one of the most successful collaborations if it weren't for the support and involvement of these social media outlets and bloggers. The consumer now has limitless option to whatever they want to purchase, wherever they want to get it, and whenever they want to get it. The lines have completely blurred between mainstream fashion and what is personal style. And the exciting thing is that we now have the power and ability to start our own trends and make our own rules in the industry. And this is so exciting for me as a designer, because now there's just that much less boundaries for me to have to worry about when I am putting my designs. I really just get to be original and play by my own rules and build something that I can truly love and be proud of. And for me, someone that works in the industry as a designer, I'm also constantly inspired by these different outlets. And they really help create an amazing way for me to connect and network with my peers. Social media has really allowed me to be connected with current fashions all over the world. I can see trends from New York Fashion Week, London, Paris, Milan Fashion Week, Asia Fashion Week. The sources of inspiration is limitless. It's just your choice of what you want to do with these. In addition, I am also incredibly inspired by the fashion bloggers out there. I mean, it's one thing to see these high fashion pieces on the runway, but it's another thing to see how real people interpret these designs and make it their own. This gives me a much more well-rounded understanding of how what I design will be received by my consumers and my peers. And this brings me to the end of my speech, and I just want to leave you with the fact that no matter how crazy my life gets with work and travel and meetings, the web, these blogs, these different social media outlets, and their limitless offerings with inspiration, with images, it just will always be a constant, no matter where my life takes me or how crazy it gets. I still find time to even to just update my own blogs, just to put my own thoughts out there. So it's been so amazing talking to you all. Thank you so much for listening to me. I would love to hear your feedback. Anything you want to say to me, I'd love to keep in touch. So make sure to check out my blog or just contact me. Send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.